Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to this episode, starting into our third year. And I'm super, super, super stoked today because I have Jennifer Bridges with us. And for those of you who may not know this, What the Effie is taking a little bit of a change. We're going to be talking about many things, but they're going to fall into a couple of different categories. And one of them is going to be on the co side, meaning co living, doing tiny homes, doing short term rentals, things like that. And this is the brand I think I'm going to be using for that. So this is where Jennifer's going to be coming under. So I'd like to say thank you, Jennifer, very, very much, and welcome.
Thank you, Effie. I'm excited about this.
I'm appreciative, very appreciative. And I would like to start, as I normally do, by asking for you to tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you live? Are you doing anything other than real estate, or are you in real estate full time? Tell us a little bit about you.
I am in Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's a natural state park and national state park. Sorry, it's a national state, a natural state. But anyway, it is known for its hot springs, which comes the name Bathhouse Row. Back in the day, that's was a big deal, and it's coming back now. And we have mountains and lots of lakes, and it's just a beautiful city as well as our state is beautiful.
It sounds beautiful. Is it a large city or a smaller city?
It's a smaller city. Well, it's actually probably mid for Arkansas. It's one of the larger ones in Arkansas. It's about 38,000 in the city.
Nice. I lived in a place once that was 37,000. So I know that size. It's a nice size.
Yeah, you can get around a little bit easy
Yeah.
within a bigger city, so
Yeah.
it's not that
True.
bad.
True. I'm glad that you live in a beautiful place. It's always nice if you can live in a beautiful place.
Yes,
Nothing against Chicagoland.
yeah. But it's beautiful and get out and go hike and on the natural trails and up the mountain and downtown. Anyway, it's just I love it
Sounds
here.
nice. Sounds very
It's
nice.
beautiful.
And what do you do? Are you talk to us? Do you have a double?
I do. I do have a too. I am in the medical field and I have been for years. I'm kind of getting out of that a little bit. And I also am an insurance agent and I work for our church outreach, just helping those in the community and working with other organizations in our
Wow,
community to meet needs.
you're doing a lot. You're
Yeah,
working in the medical field, and then you're also an insurance agent and doing outreach.
yeah. And then I'm putting real estate in there and moving that more up to the forefront of what I want to do.
Nice, nice. I can see it fitting in with both insurance and outreach. Like immediately my head starts going in places. But why don't you tell me about what you're doing? Now, for those of you who might not know, Jennifer and I both belong to Sub 2, which is Pace Morby's community, although not everybody on here is from that group, and that is real estate based. But talk to us a little bit about how long you've been working on real estate and how are you going to fit it into your different parts of your life?
Well, I've been in real estate for about 2 years. I had midterm rental, which I really like, and I would like to grow that more and help others in that. And right now, I am looking at maybe a co living for single moms. I see the need in our area that it's just a struggle for them to just make ends meet. And they may get rental assistance, but the bills that come along with everything else, it's just more than they can deal with. So I really had been thinking about it. I was wanting to do affordable housing, but then as I talked to single moms and they're needing assistance with their utility bills or water bill or whatever it might be, I was just thinking, what if we could just create a community for them? So co-living and whatever that looks like. And I've got it in my head and I've been writing it on paper to see if how that would work, because I think it would be a wonderful thing just to feel like they have someone that's supporting them and just work together and create a community. So I've been talking to the city about zoning and all of the different areas that I need to be aware of, and the properties that I could acquire and have assistance with that, but also just focus on helping these moms get ahead. And in turn, that's going to help the children, have a better life and do, great things that they're meant to be.
You make me so happy.
Thank you.
I think it's freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome that, you know, people like yourself can look at less fortunate people and be able to say, there's a lot of value in helping them. And you help them, you help a future generation.
Correct.
And how do I do this? Instead of saying, well, what do I know about that? I'm sorry, here's a few dollars, but, I don't know. What can I do? You're exploring it and you're digging into it. And I applaud you for that, because no one there, especially at the beginning, there's no return on that. Nobody's
Correct.
paying you. You're not paying your bills on that. But the changes that you could make, and it will be profitable, absolutely
Hmm.
profitable in the longer term. I think it's fantastic. Good for you. Good for you. I have my first co-living property and I'm working on buying my second one right now. And co-living, for those of you who don't know, in 2025, it's one of the biggest things because housing has gotten so expensive.
Hmm.
So many people can't afford a studio or a one bedroom or a two bedroom. So what's there? Well, co-living has been in Europe, and Canada is also ahead of us for quite a while. And it's now getting more and more popular in the States. And co-living is huge because Jennifer's looking at single moms with children. Okay. So that would mean that the entire house is probably going to be cohesive because it's going to have similar women in similar situations. They may be from different backgrounds, they may be different ages, they may have different age children, but they have the commonality of being a lady with children, a child or more. There's a house that makes a lot of money that the co in Phoenix is all about business owners. Like you have to be a business owner to stay in there. What? Yeah. So they go and they stay in there for a certain period of time, and everybody is a business owner. And it's almost like a mentorship where they all explore and help each other in business. Okay. Mine happens to be just regular working folk who they have a job. They're, would be considered middle class, maybe lower middle class, but working class. And they need a safe, nice place to live in. There are people that are, and I actually want to focus on this in the long run too, is the aged, like living, not assisted living because they don't need
Right.
help, but they're retired and they want to live and stop being isolated, and they want to live with other people that are of the similar age, and then they can get together and do different activities and benefit from each other's knowledge. So again, there's a cohesive part.
Yes.
So choosing to work with people who are going through struggles and who could use the support,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like I said, with these single moms, just creating community, which, just cohesive. And then also the elderly population, their spouses died or they're single and their kids are off, and just having that community and just being able to, like you said, just have common interest and do things together, and not necessarily being an assisted living, but being, in a place that's safe, and you know that they don't feel alone, that
Exactly.
they can do things. And just, I even think about my own elders, that all the kids are spread out, but they want to be together. I think it's great, and I think it's definitely moving in that direction. And even in my own community, I think of different demographics that would benefit from this. So
Absolutely.
yeah, the veterans work closely with an organization that helps homeless veterans. So it's just so much to do, and it's just got to start somewhere. So that's where I'm at now. I'm like in the action phase of this is going to get done, and I'm going to get everybody on board that can help with this, and we're just going to make it work. And then we're going to stand back and go, wow, we did it.
Exactly. Exactly. And for those of you who might be new again to listening about co-living, Jennifer just mentioned veterans. Absolutely veterans. Then again, you
Yes.
also can have students.
Yes.
We're used to thinking of student housing. Okay, it can be in a residential home. There are so many different groups that we can help that all need housing. So, and the fact that it's meaning together,
Yeah.
makes it better, which is why I
Yes.
chose effing together,
Yes.
better together.
I like it.
Meaning that just the fact that other women would be with people who are in a similar boat.
Right.
Some houses are focused on the aging out of the system. So we have foster care,
Yes.
and that's good. But then all of a sudden they hit 18 or 19 and it's bye
Right.
bye. It's like, what? When I was 18 or 19, I could barely tie my shoes.
Right.
So allowing them to be in a group where they're together and they get more guidance is good. And a lot of times when you have a home where they're living in a common, they have a commonality, they have common challenges.
Yeah.
Part of what I want to do when I have certain groups is to educate them. So, your group would be a wonderful group to work with. How do you find childcare? How do you get a job? Can you work from home? How do you get health benefits? How do you go to school? All those benefits, you solve that problem for one person,
Hmm.
that's good. But why not put it in with the whole house
Yeah.
where you're talking to five ladies or seven or however big the home is? And you're now being able to go to make it to scale the fact that you're helping people. And as they graduate and move into their own apartment, a lot of times they'll stay friends with the people that were
Yeah.
in there. So they're showing the way on how to get their own place funding or to get that job funding, whatever it might be. So I think the fact that you are approaching city departments is really good.
Yeah. I mean, I want to work alongside them, and I'm already in an organization that, or in a group of different organizations that come together for the homeless and those that are in need, just working together as far as what's the housing need and just meet those needs. And I love that you said that whatever group it is, education, because that's on my list of things as well, because we don't want to just provide housing, we want them to be able to get ahead and move toward the life that they are meant to live, and not what they've learned, but unlearned what was taught or not taught, and then move toward having a better life and making it better for other people too, because I know that once they get ahead and do better in life, they're going to turn around and go, let me help somebody else along. So it's a boomerang, and it's going to be great.
That's fantastic. I completely agree. Planning and working with your cities and city planning, that sort of thing is very, very good. And the homeless, okay, again, you're working with a group of people that are helping the homeless. Do you know Chino in our group?
I don't know him, but I know of him, and I've reached out to him a couple of times. So I want to talk more with him. And I love what he's doing.
Yeah, Chino Monte. Guys, you can go on my What the Effie. I did an episode with him. He is an incredible human being. He's in Vegas and he deals with helping the homeless. That's all he works on. So he does everything from, providing sandwiches every Friday to people who need them or whatever, to getting them into really nice homes. When I saw them, I was like, dang, that's like
Hmm.
in a B class neighborhood and that's an A class home, so why not? They deserve it
Yeah,
too. So,
absolutely.
helping them to get back on their feet and to educate them and getting them on and becoming a better part of society so that
Yes.
that's what we should be doing as society. And, you get some nonprofits that can help or the government that can help, because they themselves might not be in a position to be able to, maybe. And maybe by the time that they leave, they're contributing more. But there's still enough support to be able, it's not as if it's a business. It's not just like a charity. I mean, it's charity based in your heart to
Right.
help people, but it's a business because if you take a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and then you add the living room and the dining room, and now you have 5 bedrooms, you can charge a whole lot less and still make more than if you were renting it to a husband and wife with a dog.
Right. Yeah,
So
exactly.
the economics of co-living are very strong. Doesn't matter which category you're in. So it's cash flowing and it gives you the opportunity to help at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
that's the kind of real estate I want to be in.
Yeah, making money at doing something that you love, helping other people, and
Exactly.
that's what
Exactly.
we're here for, is just to help others. It's not about our own lives. It's about
Right.
help stepping out and helping someone else.
Right. And if you genuinely help, it comes back. It just comes back. So, I think that that's one of the truths of life. For sure, for sure. So you've been in for 2 years. You kind of know where you want to go. You're talking with city planners. Talk to me about your timeline.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I would love to have this in place within the next 6 months. So or at least the planning part of it, the property and all of that. And so that's why this is a great time to be on your podcast, because it just pushes me even further and gets me amped up to say, okay, let's get out there and do this. Bring in partners that want to do this as well, but also within our own city, just bringing along those that want to do this as well. So I'm just going to set myself up for 6 months that it is definitely a solid location.
October.
October, that's a great time of year. Great time of year.
So we out here, guys, there are going to be different people who are watching this. And I would love it if we could help Jennifer. If you are already in, helping and supporting, the community by putting together different kinds of groups that you're supporting. And I don't care if it happens to be the recently released from incarceration, or if it happens to be PhD students who are visiting at that university and they have to have a place to live. It doesn't matter. People are people. If you're in co-living and you've learned how to connect and with the cities and to market to one group, I'd love it if you could reach out to Jennifer. Reach out to her and let her know what has worked for you or what has not, and lend a hand, because Jennifer is going to do a lot of good. She's at a point where every bit of help will be appreciated.
Yes.
And if you are in a position, please reach out to Jennifer. So Jennifer, I'm not good enough yet on Riverside. This is a Riverside program that we're using I should have done it before, to have gotten your information. So I'm going to ask you to speak slowly and let people know, just a second, how do you want to be contacted? Do you want to be like, some people use Instagram, like that's all I do. Reach out to me via Instagram. Others use email, others use text. How do you want people to reach out to you?
I would say email. That will work for me.
Okay. And again, I do apologize that I just let me see if I can do this a
Let me see if
little.
I can do.
If I can, I
Mm,
shall. Okay. I'm not sure if I can do this. So, but I certainly can say it. Just one second. And I apologize. I'll get better at this.
That's okay.
So
Hey, we're all learning.
aren't we? For sure. Okay, so you see Jennifer's name, Jennifer Bridges, and her email is Jen, so it's JENN, and then Bridges, Jen Bridges 50 at Gmail. Am I correct? All right. So and I will get better. I have to be able to bring it up on screen. But again, Jen Bridges, no dots or anything, just Jen Bridges 50 gmail.com. And do me a little favor and say, I saw you on Effie's podcast, so that
Yes.
she can see where the leads are coming from, because she's a bright lady and she's so beautiful. But she was a little bit nervous about coming on here. I'm like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Come on, this is easy. So, let her know that if you first came in contact with her here, and if you have done something similar in a different city, oh my God, reach out to Jennifer and help her. And let me know. I want to make sure that I can bring thanks to everyone who
Yes.
is there to help you out. I am inviting you back. I'm
Yay.
inviting you back October, mid October.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
And by then I will know how to bring up something.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you to actually do like a little PowerPoint presentation, like, in April, this is what I had done. You've already reached out to some city planners. Okay. I came on, F and Better together with Effie on this day. And these are the steps that I have taken. And this is where we are now.
Yeah. That sounds great. I look forward to it.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Just a friendly little accountability.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And if you decide now, before we end this, I would like to talk a little bit more about the midterm rental, which is a little different. It's a different field, but you are in a prime position because you said you're an insurance agent, right?
Correct. Yes.
So in our community, we have Tanisha Epps. I think that's her last name now. She got married, and
Yeah,
that's
she got married. It used to be Spencer, didn't it?
yes, and
Yeah.
now it's Epps, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And she works with insurance companies. And I think I don't know if she was an insurance agent or she worked directly in this, but insurance companies, again, guys, we're educating, right? If your home burns down or something else and you've got insurance on it, which hopefully you will, your insurance company has to put you someplace to live. So they will look and reach out to midterm rental folks, and they will be looking usually for furnished places. And whatever your situation is, if you're a couple with a baby and two cats and a dog, they have to find a place that will take that. So, and they'll move you in there as quickly as they can, because the last thing they want to do is put you in a hotel. They
Right.
will put a roof over your head, so you'll be in a hotel for a couple nights if you need to, but it's very expensive, and it's also not the best. You're
Right.
going through a lot of difficulty. And to be in a hotel, if you can be in a place that feels a little bit like home, then that's a lot better. So a lot of midterm rentals are catered to that type of a situation where they work with insurance companies. As an agent, do you in the company you work with, do you have that happening where, you need to find midterm rentals and you're, trying to build your bevy of homes that you can count on?
I haven't experienced it myself or in our agency. I'm having to place clients in homes. I have had those in the community that I've talked to that have been displaced and everything, but me myself as an agent, I have not experienced that. That is something that I want to work on with insurance companies. So anybody that's doing that now, I'd love to talk to them about that and how that works, and then even just with other companies that are, just needing to place someone to come in and work, for a period of time. But I think with, like you were saying, Effie, being in a hotel after you've lost everything, I mean, that's great to have a place to lay your head, but to have a space that you can actually just make your own for a little bit would be way better and to help that healing process because that's trauma that when you have lost everything and you don't know what your next, season of your life is going to look like. So yeah, that's something I would love to work on as well as get more into that. And I have a lot of folks in my community that have midterm or even long term, so that I would just like to help them be able to fill that space.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So, guys, if you happen to be, in any way have experience with insurance companies um, that you have on your roster that you work with, reach out to Jennifer. Needed in all communities.
Yes.
And again, Jennifer pointed out, it doesn't have to be insurance. It could be, a hospital that's bringing in a doctor and his family, and they've got to come quick. He doesn't want to leave his family back there. He wants to bring them, but he doesn't want to buy anything because he needs to look. So,
Exactly.
maybe to live there for 2, 3 months, 4, whatever it is, get their feet on the ground and then, move on, or faculty at a university or you name it.
Yeah.
So there are lots of reasons that people will need what they call midterm. They don't want a year lease. They need
Right.
it to be shorter. They're uncertain. Midterm also is quite heavily used by traveling nurses.
Yes, I have rented to them.
Good, good, because they get their contract for whatever it is, and they would love to be in a midterm rental. And again, some of those live in co situations.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
happy to live with another nurse from another part of the country. They know the hours, they know the kind of person they are,
Right.
so it helps them both in the co or midterm. I think that's fantastic that you're looking not only to connect with the insurance companies so that you can have midterm properties available to them, and then to also help midterm owners,
Correct.
uh, uh, real estate
Ma-
investors.
Yes.
I like it. You're doing a lot of good.
Yeah.
So
I
two ways.
finally got focused. I had shiny object syndrome. I was like, where do I go? And then it's like, no, where's my passion at? What do I see the need? And then let's just go with that. And there's other things that I can do down the road, but right now I just want to focus on these things.
I love it. I love it very, very much. So there are two things, guys, that you can help her with. And I applaud you. Are you working totally on your own? Or do you have like a little um, partner or team or any of that?
On my midterms, I'm on my own. And with the co-living, yeah, my partner will probably come in on that. She's also my cousin, so she's one of my best friends. So we
Nice.
get to work together, and that's amazing. And she's in
Notice
sub two,
the CEO and cousins, right?
right?
CEO.
She's in sub two as well. So
Wonderful.
we get to do this together, which is amazing. And our whole goal is to not only transform our lives and our families' lives, but others too. So that's the main focus on this. So yeah, she'll go in on that with me. She'll be along.
Good.
So
Awesome. Okay.
I'm the visionary, and she's the one that says, okay, well, let's just see how this is going to work. Let's get this done.
Awesome. Awesome. What's her name?
Her name is Geisha.
Keisha?
Geisha.
Geisha. Oh, very
Yes.
nice. Thank
Geisha
you, Keisha.
Gesterson.
Thank you. Thank you. I think it's
Yes.
great that you guys are doing this together. I would like to say thank you very, very much to you for coming on and explaining what you're doing. We shall see you in 6 months, but feel free to call me and connect with me privately. Because if
Yes,
there's
I will.
anything I can do, I'm happy to help. Guys, let's do it.
Yes.
Let's help Jennifer help other people, because think about it. The effort you're going to give to call this lady and or to whatever, maybe you want to invest with her. I don't know. But whatever it is that you are looking to do, you won't be, it won't be stopping with her. She's the beginning. So I think that's really cool.
Thank you, Effie.
Thank you very, very much. And thank you, guys. We shall see you next week. And until then, don't forget, it's a lot better together than it is by yourself. Go and be a part of something. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you, Effie.
All right. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.